Hello and welcome inside the Sudbury Community Arena. I'm David Bowen. With me is Rick Wyman. We just finished up an awesome Remembrance Day ceremony here. That's why we got a bit of a late puck drop as the Wolves and Pete's do battle. Rick, obviously Wolves looking to bounce back from a tough loss on Friday.
And we'll see how Peterborough responds after losing here 8-2 a couple of Sundays ago.
Puck is dropped and we are underway. Could be an icing here. It looked like Alex Ferrand might have gotten to it first, but the linesman call it offside anyway. Let's go over the lineups, the starting lineups at least today. Owen Leonard in goal for the Sudbury Wolves. Trevor O'Dell, Gavin Ewells, Blake Clayton, Alex Ferrand, and Rowan Henderson out there for Sudbury. And Peterborough will go with Easton Rye again once again in goal. Me and Rick were here when the Wolves beat the Petes here at the Sudbury Community Arena, and Rye started that game. The Wolves were able to chase him out of the goal that day, though.
Oh, he wasn't pretty.
The Wolves will look to do more of the same here this afternoon. Ferrand trying to tap the puck out. It just came into the neutral zone. Novotny brings it in offside.
Let's not forget the Petes and Brantford went at it just a couple of days ago, and Peterborough gave Brantford more than they could handle. That was a tough one in overtime.
Yeah, I think what we're learning with sports, Rick, is to expect the unexpected. Obviously, Brantford still without a regulation loss, but a bit of an upset victory for Peterborough, so they're coming in with plenty of confidence after beating the best team in the Eastern Conference. 28 seconds gone by here in the first period. 0-0 between Sudbury and Peterborough. Perreault in his own zone, almost gave it away to Villeneuve, but now Peterborough works it to center. Here's Faulkner over the blue line. He'll fire one into the far corner for Braden McCallum. Cycles in behind the goal for Aiden Young. Young left it for McCallum. McCallum trying to get away from Villeneuve. Got it to Faulkner, and he'll play it to the blue line. Strohack looking for a shooting lane. He found one, but Owen Leonard saw it through a maze of bodies and holds onto the puck for a whistle.
Well, Strohack getting that shot away through a maze of players, and Leonard managed to drop to both knees, smothering up that puck, and again, crucial, no rebound on that play. Strong performance in relief of Finn Marshall on Friday. Let's see if he can continue with that fine play despite the loss on Friday by the Wolves.
Yeah, it was the game's third star, was Owen Leonard, after not starting the game, as Berhowski will skate it out of the Wolves zone. He'll find Jan Hovan. Hovan will dump it in behind the goal. Berhowski chasing after it. He's got Ula tied up against the wall, but Strohack digs it free for Peterborough. He'll play it up the wing, and now Novotny will race it through center. Over the blue line. He'll drop it back. Here's Lutz walking in. He scores! Giannis Lutz snaps it over the glove of Owen Leonard, and 1:07 into the first period, the Petes have a 1-0 lead.
That was a tough shot for Leonard. Don't think he had a chance on that one, David. I'd like to see the replay on that one, but again, quick shot, and really Lutz doing his thing, getting the puck up high. Leonard didn't really move on that, kind of hugging that left post and left that wide gap open on the far side.
As I mentioned, a very long pregame here, and the Wolves looking a bit flat-footed to start things off, down 1-0. As here's McCallum over the line with a long shot for Peterborough. That goes wide. Villeneuve trying to race it up ice, but it hopped over his stick. Peterborough regroups in their own zone. Long pass up ice. Luca Blonda intercepts for Sudbury. He'll carry over the blue line. Blonda stops up, fires one cross ice, looking for Villeneuve. Now Bennett with it, tries to center. That's taken away by Ula, and now McCallum skates it up ice. Got the red line and just got it over the Wolves' blue line. Now Peterborough looking for a change. Villeneuve in his own zone, has to be careful, but now DiConzolo took it away from him. He'll drop it back, and a shot from Marintet blocked by Villeneuve. A follow-up try. Soto whistled it wide. Soto back on it. Far circle, sends it to the net, and Leonard will make the save. Hold on for a whistle, but a good start for Peterborough, already up 1-0, and another good shift there.
Wolves a bit organized or unorganized in their own end. They've got to get organized in their own end after coming off that loss on Friday night here. So again, just do the simple things. Bank the boards off, headman the puck, get the puck out, and again, win the, crucial to win those battles in your own end, and especially neutral zone. Try to come up with some fight to get that puck and get it into Peterborough territory and make Rye work for his effort tonight or this afternoon.
Peterborough already up 3 shots to nil in the early going. Up 1-0 thanks to that goal from Giannis Lutz. Gavin Yules with a pass up ice for Sudbury. That was knocked away. Henderson has to come back and get it. Henderson to Odell. Now the Wolves with time in their own zone. Fra up ice, almost lost it, but now Clayton follows up. He's pressured there by Levac. Wolves regroup it now. Gavin Yules with some space. He'll carry over the Pete's line. Yules into the near corner, throwing it in front, but nobody home. And Odell couldn't pinch in. 3-on-2 the other way developing. Over the line, Levac. Right circle. Now in behind the goal, throwing it in front. Fra intercepted that for Sudbury. He'll play it ahead to Gavin Yules. Yules lost it for a moment. Now backtracks into his own zone. Long pass up ice, connects with Alex Ferrand. He'll carry over the line with a long shot. That's blockered away by Easton Rye. Came back all the way into the Wolves zone. Artem Gonchar there for Sudbury. Gonchar's pass goes off his stick. Now he's back onto it for Sudbury. Young is pestering him. And now Gonchar gives it away. Faulkner to the net. Owen Leonard makes the glove save there, but sloppy play from the Wolves in their own zone.
Faulkner came up with it for the Pete's, got that quick shot, and again, Leonard really having to drop to his knees to make a save on that one. The Wolves have got to get that puck out. Use the glass, use the boards, make the pass, do something.
Sluggish start for sure for the Wolves in this one. As Coughlin wins the faceoff for Sudbury. Gonchar with it again. And Gonchar passes it off. Young skate again. Now trying to work it up the wall. It's kept in by Peterborough. Here's Faulkner into the middle. Braden McCallum shooting, and that whistle just wide. It rolls all the way back into the Pete zone. It's chipped up the wall and out by Peterborough, and Young knocks it down. Aiden Young over the Wolves' blue line. Lads with a good stick check on him, brought it to center, and now this will be offside as the puck hit Braden McCallum. 16-24 left to go in the first, a 1-0 lead for the Peterborough Petes.
Wolves are making the Petes look great. It's like,
yeah,
you've got to get the puck out of your own end and win some battles. I mean, first and foremost, you don't want to carry over from Friday night to today. It's a new game, new start. Don't take anything for granted.
Giannis Lutz with the goal for Peterborough, just his 3rd goal on the season for Lutz. As Fitzgerald will dump the puck in for Peterborough here. Race for it. In behind the Wolves' goal, Blonda chips it up the wall. And Berhowski will get it to center. Peterborough's back onto it, though. Pass by Fitzgerald deflects off a stick into the Wolves' zone. On the forecheck is Peterborough. Blonda lost his stick. He tried to kick it up the wall. Kolarek was there for the Petes. Berhowski battling. He's able to play it free on the far wing. Hudson Martin up ice. Martin will bounce it into the Peterborough zone. In behind the goal, Gowan and Berhowski joust for it. Now it's tied up along the end wall, just to the blocker side of Easton Rye, in behind the goal line. Hovan had it free for a moment. No whistle from the officials yet. Hovan kicks it free. Provorov gets it to the point. Hudson Martin across to Luca Blonda. Blonda down the half wall. Now stops up, plays it back to the point. Martin back for Blonda. Trying to race across. He drops it back for Hudson Martin. Walking and shooting, and a save made there by Easton Rye. Hudson Martin, maybe his best look for OHL goal number 1 on the season. And Peterborough now get the puck. They'll flick it to center.
Yeah, nice move by Martin, and getting himself in position to get that shot unleashed. Someone's got to take the initiative. Why not Martin?
Yeah, that was the best shift of the hockey game by far there for Sudbury. And they get a whistle, a hand pass in the neutral zone.
Well, I'm sure he's getting some pointers from his dad, Neil.
Yep.
Former member of the Sudbury Wolves, so lots of expertise there in the family.
Face off right at the center ice dot here. Braden Bennett, Wolves' first round pick this year, wins the draw. Ethan Dean trying to get it in over the line. Bounced into the Peterborough zone, but Pete's with full control here. A long pass up ice. Did not get the stick of Faulkner, so it will be icing. And the face-off will come back into the Peterborough zone. Just over 5 minutes gone by now in the first period. 1-0 Peterborough.
Well, the Wolves have found themselves in an early hole here. It's not insurmountable. It's only 1-0 in this contest. But again, it's one of those things where it would be better to end the losing streak here this afternoon than work on what you have to do all week long in practice before you play at home again against some American competition the upcoming weekend.
Peterborough with a long pass up ice here after the icing. This is going to be another icing.
Who have we got in here? We've got
Saginaw comes here next week. I know that there's one more home game that I'm missing, but we'll double check that during the breaks. There's going to be a couple of OHL games on this afternoon as well.
And it's great to see some different teams.
Yes.
I know we've talked about this a lot too, but great to see some different teams from the Western Conference come in.
Face off in the Peterborough zone, went into the corner. Now it's tied up along the wall. It's coming up the boards. Berhowski will keep it in. Cross for Artem Gonchar. Gonchar cross ice to Lads. He'll cycle in behind the goal. Provorov trying to get to it along with Berhowski. Comes loose and it's picked up by Peterborough's Partridge, and he'll bank it off the glass and out. Won't have enough for icing this time. Gonchar in his own zone. Able to work around the net and now bring it up ice. Gonchar onto the near wing off the stick of Lads in deep. Not onto it first here is Hartnell. He gave it away. Provorov tried to chip it in front. That was knocked by Marintet to the boards. Provorov back onto it. Bumped off the puck by DiConzolo for a moment as Berhowski tries to dig it free from the skates. It comes loose. Hovan right in front, and a nice save made by Easton Rye there.
Oh, he saw that all the way. He just came out, actually came through the crease and dropped to his knees to make that save. Not much room to actually get the puck upstairs, but solid save there by Rye, his toughest one so far in the game. It's Erie and Saginaw Friday, Saturday here in town.
Okay.
So, of course, the Wolves coming off that win in Erie.
Yep.
We'll see what happens come Friday night in Saginaw. Saturday, 7 o'clock.
As we head to our first TV timeout of period number one. Just to kind of preview those games. Right now, Peterborough 6th in the Eastern Conference. They're right around 500, 8-7-1 on the year, including that massive overtime win against Brantford a night ago. But teams coming in next week. We talked about Erie. Erie's not doing too hot either. 6-13-1, their last place in the Western Conference. And as you mentioned, haven't seen the Saginaw Spirit play, but they're 8th in the West right now, 6-8-5 on the year, their record.
Well, kind of an off year for Saginaw. I mean, they've had some good years as well, but, it's all part of that recycled movement with a lot of OHL teams. You have the good players, you lose them, then you have to start from scratch all over again.
Go back to action now at the Sudbury Community Arena.
So we're seeing some close games coming up on the weekend.
Trevor Odell with a shot here. That stopped. The rebound's loose in front. They kick it around, but Peterborough clears it. Now Yules with a drive, and that's blockered away by Easton Rye. Gets his first couple of real tests in this hockey game. Wolves work it up ice after Peterborough had cleared, but it's given away at the Wolves line. Levac now in. Good check by Clayton, took the puck away from him. He got it to center, but it's fired right back in by Peterborough. Trevor Odell up the wall and out to center. No icing here as it rolled by Henderson. Ferrand chasing after it. Gowan there for the Petes. Worked it up the wall to Soto. Soto lost it for a moment. Now Novotny will chip it to center. The Wolves are on that. Trevor Odell ahead, but Clayton couldn't handle it. Now Novotny up ice. Novotny from a sharp angle. That shot goes wide. Karams to the blue line, and it's kept in by Peterborough and Ula. Now the Wolves have it. Alex Ferrand will slow things down and play it for Gavin Yules in behind the goal. 12:43 remaining in the first. A 1-0 Peterborough lead. Here's Kieran Walton. He'll chip the puck in. Coughlin chasing after it in behind the goal. He'll tie his man up. Now Peterborough will work it up the glass. Villeneuve trying to keep it in along with Brady Smith, but that puck works its way into the Wolves zone. Brady Smith into the lineup for the Wolves on defense. Should mention Henry Doucette is out of the lineup after that fight with Eliasson on Friday. Coughlin works it up ice here looking for Walton. This will be offside. So a couple of lineup changes for the Wolves here this afternoon.
Got to shake things up when things aren't working. You've got a 5-game losing streak, so you've got to make things happen. So Doucette banged up. Apparently had to go to hospital for some repairs on Friday night. That's understood. He was bleeding. as he left the ice.
Yeah, that was a spirited bout between him and Eliasson on Friday. Kind of woke the Wolves up in that game. Back to action here. Puck fired off the glass. That was close to going out of play, but now Peterborough up ice. Here's the goal scorer, Lutz. In behind the Wolves' goal. Centering pass, and almost caught Leonard off guard there, but the shot went wide. As loose in front there was Fitzgerald. Here's Gonchar for the Wolves. Pass up ice looking for Liam Lads. Now Villeneuve trying to chip it in. Marintet finds it for the Petes. He'll fire it up ice, but this is going to be an icing call. As it missed its man. So whistle with 11:35 left to go in the first. Face-off coming in the Peterborough zone with Peterborough up 1-0.
Well, kind of a busy weekend for a lot of people, depending on the sport. The Grey Cup finalists have been determined. It'll be Saskatchewan and Montreal, of course. Loads of NHL action last night. And as well with the OHL, we'll keep you posted on today's games coming up.
Here's a one-timer from Gonchar that goes well wide. Wolves trying to keep this puck in. Clayton did for a moment, but now it's cleared to center by Callum Hartnell for Peterborough. Wolves on it in their own zone. Gonchar looking for a teammate up ice. Now will skate it up himself. Across the Peterborough blue line. Stopping up at the top of the near circle. Got it up for Clayton at the blue line. He's able to move it across. Gavin Ewell's fanned on the shot. It's cleared to the line. Gonchar gloves it down. Gonchar spins it back door, but nobody home. And Fitzgerald will collect for Peterborough. As Marintet and Braden Bennett exchange some words in behind the plays. Leonard just gloved a dump in, and he'll hold for a whistle.
Take no chances. Get that face-off in your own end if you have to. And I've got to say that Leonard's rebound control is good from what we've seen so far in the limited action in a Sudbury Wolves uniform. So again, work on that. Don't cough up the puck. Watch your rebounds and settle down. Force a face-off in your own end if you have to.
Still spotting the red glove is Owen Leonard. I talked to him about that. He says he loves that glove. So at some point we got to get him a good blue one.
Well, you'd think that his new gear would have arrived by now, so it might be coming. He's got to work it in.
Yes. A couple more practices as the puck is in the Wolves zone here. Novotny, he leads Peterborough in terms of scoring. He works it loose, a centering pass, and Partridge couldn't find it. It's cleared to the line, but not out. Gowan will pinch in. Now it's centered in front by Peterborough, knocked away by the Wolves, and Provorov will chip it to center. Won't be icing as it rolls slowly in behind the Pete's goal line. Povan on the forecheck, good hit. Now Berhowski trying to find the puck. And Provorov, as Provorov tried to center, went off a skate in behind the goal. It's Gowan in behind the net for Peterborough. Worked it up the wall. Provorov there. Got it for Hovan, who tried to center. That was knocked down by the Petes and Brody Partridge. He'll work it up the wall. Blonda trying to keep it in, but it'll work its way out to center, courtesy of DiConzolo. Now Martin fanned on a dump in. It's picked up by Peterborough, and dumping it in there was Matthew Perreault. Blonda onto it for the Wolves. D to Martin. Martin up the wall. Henderson tapped it by one, and Ferran is onto it. Alex Ferran over the line, looking for a man in front. Plays it to the blue line for Martin. Across near side, Clayton to the net. That went off the skate of Ula and into the corner. And then it's chipped off the glass and out of play. So no penalty coming to Peterborough.
Did you notice that Ula on that shot taken just top part of the face-off circle? He actually turned away from it as opposed to facing the shot head on. Like, I always thought that the proper way to block a shot is facing it
right,
body
so it hits
first,
your shin pad
as opposed
square.
to turning away, where it might do more damage if you turn away.
I don't know, Rick. I play goalie. We wear a bunch of equipment. I think the guys that play forward are crazier than the goalies, to be honest.
In some cases, yes.
You're blocking shots with no equipment. Face off. Controlled by Sudbury for a moment, but now Peterborough works it out. Faulkner missed McCallum a bit with the pass. Wolves trying to get to it now in the center ice area. Clayton just whacks it back into his own zone. Liam Ladd's there for Sudbury. Pass on the wing, Alex Ferran through center and now up ice. Alex Ferran over the blue line, a long shot that's easily handled by Easton Rye. He'll hold for a whistle.
So speaking of equipment, did you have your equipment very long and when you were playing goal at the junior level and keep the same glove or the same blocker or the same pads for any extended period of time?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, I would say goaltending. I was very picky with the brand of equipment that I was wearing, so I was always a Vaughn goaltender. But nowadays, nobody wears Vaughn, so that shows you how old I am and how far out of the league I am now, Rick. Actually,
Kenny seems to be very popular with a lot, or True.
Yes, Bauer as well. So Owen Leonard's got the Bauer pads, but I think Easton Rye might be wearing some Vaughns. It's Trevor Odell fans on a shot here. It rolls into the corner. It's chipped up the wall by Peterborough. Novotny will at least work it to center. And now Levac with it. Over the Wolves' blue line, onto the wing, and Soto lets a shot go. And that red glove for Leonard is working pretty good so far. He makes another glove save as we get a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle.
So late 70s, I'm playing rec hockey, of course, and I decided to invest in a pair of Cooper GP12s at the time. Most NHL goaltenders were wearing, but they were expensive. So I said, what the heck, buy yourself a pair of pads and gloves. And you know what, I love them today. They're too heavy, they're out of date and what have you, but
Right.
I love those pads, and I pretty well wore them out for a long time.
8:46 remaining in the first
equipment
period.
has changed a lot.
Oh, dramatically. Yeah. In behind the Wolves' goal, Gavin Yules rimmed it up the boards. It's kept in. A one-timer coming here. It's blocked in front. Another chance, Levac. Send it just wide. Novotny in the near corner. Sends it in for Soto. Soto trying to walk up the wall. Got it to the blue line. Strohack with a long shot. That goes wide. Villeneuve trying to get to it. Looking for Coughlin up ice. That goes off a stick. Into the Pete zone. Coughlin onto it. Lost it in the far corner. Ula there for Peterborough to chip it to center. Odell over for Gavin Yules. Yules up ice for Walton. Walton put it through the feet of one, but it's taken away now by Hartnell. He'll go D to D here to Graydon Strohack. Pass up on the far wing for Adam Novotny. He'll dump it in. Wolves trying to get to it in their own zone. Villeneuve cues it back for Yules, and the Wolves will look to make a change here. Trevor Odell up ice for Walton. One last rush maybe for Walton. 1-on-4. Walton at the blue line. There's a wall of Pete's there. He'll just dump it in and head for a change. Marin Tet in his own zone for Peterborough. Rimmed it up the wall. Ferrand tried to keep it in, but it got chipped by him to center. Wolves onto it though. Luca Blonda here. Just inside his own blue line. Over for Brady Smith. Long pass up ice. Would have been icing, but Bennett's going to get to it. Bennett now looking for Alex Ferrand. Ferrand trying to take it up towards the blue line. Has it in the middle of the ice. Throws it to the net, and Ethan Dean couldn't get a tip on it. Easy glove save for Easton Rye.
Well, I guess if you're trying to be positive in terms of the spin on the Wolves right now, you've got to say that, okay, 1-0's not bad.
No.
As far as the Wolves are concerned. Until they can get something going here offensively, things have settled down. I know that Pete's got a quick first period goal, but we'll see what transpires. I mean, they're trying to press and get some action in front of Rye, but I'd like to see them be a lot more, just maybe even a little more physical,
Yes,
if they can, in the Peterborough zone, and start bumping some bodies and come up with the pucks in the corners.
There's one guy I've been impressed so far and continues to kind of do this is Jan Hovan of Sudbury.
He's picked it up.
He's picked up that, he talked about how his forecheck over in Europe was way different than here in North America. It wasn't so much hitting guys, but kind of just being in lanes.
Well, difference in ice
Different
too.
here.
You know,
Here's Novotny for Peterborough, and a good save made by Owen Leonard. He'll hold on.
Hovan was playing on bigger rinks all his life, and after, of course, the whole mindset when it comes to playing, defensive hockey and working those lanes as he had suggested, and picking up the players too. It's different, and you have to make that adjustment. But a lot of Euros, when they come over here, they find it a big adjustment just with the smaller rinks.
Yeah. But I think for Hovan, he's starting to settle in nicely as it's in behind the Wolves' goal. Deacon Zolo throws it in front, and it's taken away by Jan Hovan. Ahead for Berehowski, back for Hovan over the line. He tried to get it back door. Now Berehowski in the slot, sends one just wide. And then it caroms to Easton Rye. He'll scoop it up with his glove.
I always thought at one time that just going to the standardized rink right across the board, Europe, maybe just go to the Olympic-sized rink, but people have told me it would certainly be a different game, and maybe a game that North American fans wouldn't be crazy about because there would just be too much ice.
Right.
Whereas now you have the smaller confines, 200 by 85, and they kind of like that bump and grind sometimes,
Right.
that play, and the physicality.
6:45 remains in period number 1 here at the Sudbury Community Arena. Wolves trail by a goal to Peterborough. It was scored by Giannis Lutz just over a minute into period number 1. Face-off won by the Petes here, controlled by Ula. Now on the wing here, Strohak got it to center. Bouncing puck, Wolves will control it. Gonchar, though, gave it away in his own zone. Aiden Young centering in front, and Leonard forced to make another good stop there. As Walton gets it up ice. Chipped it around Strohak, then lost it. Villeneuve trying to follow up in the neutral zone. He was tied up with Aiden Young, and now it's chipped over the Wolves line by Braden McCallum. Wolves clear it to center. Hartnell there for Peterborough, plays it ahead. Now numbers the other way. McCallum right circle fanned on the shot, then slings it to the net. That's sticked away by Leonard. Worked to up ice by the Wolves, and now Villeneuve with a chance. Villeneuve one-on-one over the blue line. He'll stop up, send it in front. Trevor Odell hangs onto it. He'll throw it in front. That's taken away by Faulkner. He'll play it to center for Peterborough. Collision there between Villeneuve and McCallum. And then Villeneuve is now crawling-ish back to the Wolves bench. Not crawling, but slow to the Wolves bench, as I think he might have got caught with a high stick or something. And now Chase Coughlin might have just got teed up for Sudbury, as Braden McCallum is heading to the box for Peterborough. It's a 2-minute slash to McCallum, and I think Coughlin, he's going to end up getting a 2 and a 10 here.
Unsportsmanlike.
For unsportsmanlike. 5:45 left to go in the first. Wolves would have had a power play there, but then Coughlin said something to the official that he did not appreciate. And
well, you got to pick your spots here. And the thing is, you're just about ready to go on the power play. Then after you start spouting off, or as I alluded to on Friday, the yipping and yapping.
Yes.
Referees. We picked that up a long time ago in hockey. We always thought that was appropriate. No, and remember, guys, no yipping and yapping at the refs.
Right.
But again, you have a chance to go in the power play and you negate that.
And now Braden Bennett will have to serve that 10-minute penalty to Chase Coughlin.
Well, he'll serve the
He'll
minor.
serve the 2. No, sorry. He'll just serve the 2.
It's just, yeah.
There's only 5:45 left, so Coughlin back into the Wolves dressing room now. Face-off won by Sudbury as we play 4-on-4 now for the next 2. Wolves are regrouping things. Rowan Henderson sporting that fishbowl after a high stick a couple games ago. Finds Walton. Walton over the line. Walton high slot with a shot that's kicked away by Ride. Walton then found it in the corner, tried to center it. That's taken away by the Petes. They'll slow things down in their own zone. Strohak with it, looking for Novotny, but that hopped over a stick. Should be icing here. And it will be. Face-off coming back inside the Peterborough zone.
Okay, so the Petes holding on to that 1-goal lead. And again, quick goal. And sometimes you get that early jump, you start causing some doubt in terms of your opponent. And, the Wolves are slowly unraveling their game plan here to try and get something going as well offensively. And all it takes is one. See what happens.
Villeneuve and Alex Farah out there for Sudbury.
And Billy seems to be okay.
Yeah.
After crawling to the bench.
Obviously, those two probably familiar with each other, as older brother of Braden McCallum, Landon McCallum, played his entire Ontario Hockey League career here in Sudbury. Villeneuve and him were teammates for a couple of seasons. Lads has the puck for the Wolves in his own zone. Over for Gonchar. Gonchar skates it up ice over the blue line, had it knocked off his stick. Trying to find it in the corner. Dodged a check from Strohak, but the puck came free, and Strohak picks it up. Using the goal to try and get it out of his own zone. Now drops it back. Wolves making a change here. And Farah trying to forecheck. He knocks Ula down. He's got the puck for the Wolves, trying to get around the corner of Gowan, but Gowan pinned him up against the wall. Now Peterborough back with it. And a giveaway almost. Blonda couldn't keep it in. Faulkner races up ice. Or pardon me, Fitzgerald as he tries to center for Kolarek. That's taken away by Villeneuve. 25 seconds left, a 4-on-4. Wolves in their own zone. Villeneuve up ice. Blonda now plays it back for Walton. Walton trying to set things up. Leaves it for the captain, Nathan Villeneuve. Couple of goals a night ago. Villeneuve over the line. Drops it for Walton. Walton in the slot. Now spins and fires, and it's stopped by Rye. Out of the box are McCallum and Bennett. We're back to 5-on-5 now. 3:40 left to go in period number 1. Still just the 1-0 Pete's lead. After that goal from Giannis Lutz, just over a minute into the frame. Here's Hudson Martin. Martin will skate it up ice. Martin over the blue line, near circle, sends it to the net. Rye blockers that away. It's gloved down by Faulkner in the corner. He'll play it up the near wing. Aiden Young got around Berhowski to center. Young, far side now. McCallum over the line, throwing it in front. Missed his man on the back door. Good check there from Jan Hovan as he knocked down his man. And now the Pete's back onto it. Faulkner, guy Hovan just checked, carried it over the Wolves line. Hovan takes it away from him this time. Jan Hovan looking for Walton. It was out of his reach, and now Walton will head for a change. Peterborough with it. Over the line here is Adam Levac. Dropped it off. Novotny trying to drag it to the net. And Trevor Odell takes that away. Tried to get it up ice, and
offside.
It was almost kept in by Graydon Strohack, but you heard it from Rick. Offside. We get a whistle with 2:39.
Just missed. It's all instinctual. It's like this morning I'm doing a U15A girls game, and white team shorthanded, so automatically the arm goes up after they ice the puck, and someone said, "Do you realize that we're killing a penalty?" I go, it's a reflex action.
Mistakes happen.
As an official, the arm always goes up when anyone tries to ice the puck, and so he wound up dropping it center ice. It's all good.
That's fine. Marin Tet dumps the puck in. Leonard gloves it. He'll hold on for whistles. Shots on goal are now even in this period.
Gotta say, David, I think you should try officiating once you get a chance and get your life in order after school and whatever. You've got a good mindset when it comes to hockey, and I always tell first-year officials, they said, what you think you know about officiating and what you actually know are two different things.
Right.
But I like your mindset when it comes to hockey because you've seen the game, you broadcast the game, and I think you'd do well.
Well, maybe we'll give it a try, but I don't know, Rick. I didn't treat the officials too well while I played, and I don't think I'd like to be treated the way I treated them, so we'll see about that. Also, that just seems like a lot of skating. As the Petes have it in behind the goal here. They give it away. Alex Farah will race it up ice. For Clayton. Clayton will chip it in. Alex Farah onto it. In behind the goal. Missed a check. He's trying to kick it along the wall. Now it's tied up along the boards. 4 Petes down there in behind the goal line. 3 Wolves. The Wolves get it to the point. Ewells walks the line. Sends it on goal. That's kicked away by Easton Rye. Lutz will chip it up the wall. Now Peterborough will get the red line and chip it in just by Odell. Soto walking in, shooting. Blocker save made there by Owen Leonard. Maybe his best of the game for Sudbury. Here's Alex Farah up ice now. Over the line, leaves it for Henderson. Henderson tried to snap it cross ice. That hit a body. It's fished in front. Berhowski tries to race onto it. It's gloved to the blue line and now out. No hand pass because it was in the D zone. Up ice, here's a shot. They score! Colin Fitzgerald snaps it low glove on Leonard, and the Petes make it 2-0 with just $1:27 left to go in the first.
And as you alluded to, that glove hand pass in the defensive zone. Can't do that in the neutral zone or the offensive zone. It was close. Got the puck out. Play is initiated. And now they want to contest that, but awfully close.
Oh, I think it was the right call. Pete's player gloved it within his own blue line. And even though his teammate then picked it up in the neutral zone, it doesn't matter. It's where the contact with the hand pass is made.
You see, that's the first step to being
there we
an
go.
official.
I've locked in. I've locked in, Rick. I know the rules.
Rule.
Yeah. They did not work in the Sudbury Wolves' favor for that one. And those are the goals that are tough. Within the first coaches always say we don't want to give up a goal within the first minute of the period, and we don't want to give up a goal within the last minute of the period. Now, the Wolves, I think it was about a minute 20 into period number 1, and now a minute 30 left, but the premise is there.
Anything late or anything early.
Right. Because they're momentum killers. And Peterborough has done that here tonight. Goals from Colin Fitzgerald and Giannis Lutz have them up 2-0. This is a team the Wolves beat rather handedly here the last time, but just beat Brantford in overtime. Wolves trying to get it back here. Walton over the line. Backdoor Villeneuve. Oh, he sent it off the crossbar, and he can't believe it. He's got his hands over his face in disbelief.
There was no better setup than that.
Big check in the Wolves zone by Lads as Walton now brings it up ice. Now Villeneuve has it over the line. Got it to Lads. Lads in the near corner. Cycles in behind the goal. Berhowski lost the puck. Strohack will pick it up. Strohack up ice for Novotny. Novotny over the line. Looking for Young. Carries to the middle, and there's Nathan Villeneuve to meet him there with a big check. Final 30 seconds ticking away. Owen Leonard out of the goal. Snaps it onto the stick of Yules. Now Provorov up ice. Vladimir Provorov driving wide. Stops in the corner. Works it in front. Walton has it knocked away from him. Provorov trying to keep it in, but it squirts out to center. 11 seconds left. Walton over the line. Chips it towards goal. It's intercepted by Gowan. He's just going to try and eat this puck along the boards as the final seconds will tick away here in period number 1. An early goal from Giannis Lutz made it 1-0 Peterborough, and then a late goal from Colin Fitzgerald made it 2-0 Pete's, and the Wolves trail once again here by a couple of goals, just like they did on Friday night.
Early and late goals are real killers, and again, this Sudbury Wolves team is struggling. Villeneuve trying to throw some weight out there. Looked like a recycling truck hitting that Peterborough Pete's player.
Yeah, Novotny, yeah.
Wow. Just ran over him, but again, trying to initiate something, anything. Villeneuve and Walton teaming up, a great scoring opportunity off the iron.
Really couldn't believe that. He missed that. Went off the crossbar.
Getting close, but okay, we still have 40 minutes to go, so let's see what the Wolves bring to the table. Very shortly after the first period intermission, a 2-0 hockey game.
Take a quick look around the rest of the Ontario Hockey League. Want to shout out, obviously, the Remembrance Day service we had before puck drop here at the Sudbury Community Arena. Shout out to everyone that was here. Obviously, great to see all the veterans out on the ice as well. Thought that was well done. Also, it's Sensory Day here at the Sudbury Community Arena. I see a lot of youngsters in the crowd, so I just want to apologize to everyone that's around us currently for the Bowen voice not being able to be quiet at times. I'm trying my best, as a few games going on in the Ontario Hockey League here today. Brantford's up 1-0 on Ottawa after 2. Kingston up 2-1 on Kitchener after 1. North Bay up 2-1 on Sarnia after 1. And then the Oshawa Generals with their patented 6 o'clock Sunday night game. They host the Owen Sound Attack at 6:05 tonight at the Tribute Community Center in Oshawa. But here in Sudbury, it's a 2-0 Peterborough Pete's lead. I'm David Bowen. With me is Rick Wyman. We'll take a break and we'll come back for period number 2 here on SudburyWolves.com. Hello and welcome back inside the Sudbury Community Arena. I'm David Bowen. With me is Rick Lyman. We are through 20 minutes of play between the Wolves and Pete's. A 2-0 lead over Sudbury after 20, thanks to goals from Lutz, his third of the year from Colerik, and Strohack at 1:07, and then Fitzgerald, his fourth of the year from Gowan at 18:34. And Rick, we talked about it. Those goals early in periods and late in periods, just backbreakers, but still lots of hockey left, only down by 2. Saw the Wolves come back from a 2-goal deficit on Friday, so they've proven they can do it, but there's a lot of things they have to do better going forward in this hockey game.
Well, they were trying to respond after that initial goal by Peterborough. Then again, they kind of got caught on that second one late in the period. So the key right now, for anyone listening, watching, wherever you are, how will the Wolves respond here early in the second period? They can't afford to fall behind by 3.
Coghlan still in the box, serving a 10-minute misconduct. And faceoff was done incorrectly, so we wait to start, but it's Clayton Henderson and Ethan Dean out there with Gavin Ewells and Trevor Odell. As puck is dropped, we are underway for period number 2. Wolves get control of the opening faceoff. Gavin Ewells looking for Henderson, but he gave it away, and then a good check by Ewells at the last moment interrupted a potential odd man rush there for Peterborough. Ewells up ice now for Henderson. He's got Clayton heading to the net. Across ice, here's Ethan Dean shooting. Stop, rebound, Henderson. Whacked it wide.
Well, that was the response I was looking for. They came close.
Pete's now. Levac with a pass up ice. Off a stick. Now Novotny gave it away to Ewells just inside the Wolves line. Ewells now firing one up ice for Walton. Hopped over his stick. Soto will pick it up for Peterborough. Up on the wing, Aiden Young back for Soto. Nice play to get the puck back. Soto sharp angle try. That goes off the shoulder of Leonard in behind the goal. Trevor Odell picks it up for Sudbury. Works it up the wing for Blake Clayton. Clayton over the line. Left circle now. Shooting. That's kicked away by Rye. Rebound was right in the slot, but Peterborough collects, and now an odd man rush maybe. Young over the line. In the slot. Young shooting. Scores! Aiden Young goes high, blocker on Owen Leonard. And Peterborough, another early goal in the period, makes it 3-0.
Well, that's twice now they've managed to beat Leonard high on the blocker side. First one, Leonard hugging the post, and I thought he had good vision on that shot, but just ripped right by him high on the blocker. So again, it's not what I thought that they needed at this point. I expected the Wolves to get one back, but now it's a 3-0 hockey game, and Leonard beaten on a couple of high shots.
Yep. Lads over the line for Sudbury. Chips it in behind the goal. Down by 3 now are the Wolves. Ula up ice, 2-on-1 developing for Peterborough again. Over the line. Got McCallum backdoor. Shot coming here, but it goes wide by Young as he looked to double dip on the same shift. Villeneuve with a pass ahead. It missed its guy, and it rolls to the Peterborough Pete's goaltender, Easton Rye. He'll hold for a whistle.
Okay, so the hole just got a bit bigger for the Sudbury Wolves, down by 3. Not insurmountable, but again, something's got to give here, and the Wolves need some offensive production. Got to make it happen.
Shots on goal are even, but Peterborough definitely with some of the better of chances. Wolves got to get some bodies in front of goaltender Easton Rye. Face off won by Peterborough in their own zone. Strohack across, and now a long pass up ice by Ula. Deflected off of Young, so no icing. Goes in behind the Wolves' goal. Blonda now has it. Far corner for Sudbury. Will just chip one to center. A bouncing puck. Hopped over Marintet. Now Walton near corner. In behind the goal. Kieran Walton throwing it in front. That goes off a skate. Walton again centers, but nobody home. Alex Farah trying to find it. It's picked up by Aiden Young for Peterborough. He'll fire it up ice. It hops onto the stick here of Faulkner. It's knocked into the corner. Wolves trying to get to it. Villeneuve now backhands one in front, and the Wolves are lucky to get that puck there as Walton plays it up for Blonda. Now Alex Farah over the line, centering in front. Villeneuve now cross ice. Walton, no shot yet. Takes it in behind the goal. Finds Villeneuve, and it's taken away from him. Away go the Pete's 3-on-2. Over the line, DiConsolo looking in front, but that missed Partridge, and now the Wolves go the other way. Walton up ice, over the blue line. Kieran Walton left circle, shooting stop. Rebound bounces down, but Easton Rye hops onto it for a whistle.
Just like DiConsolo did earlier, Walton ran out of real estate there trying to get that shot by Rye, but good save, kept the puck out. And again, he went deep almost to the goal line to unleash that shot. So again, it's a 3-0 contest early here in the second period. And the Wolves have a lot of work to do here in this contest to get back into this one. Not as easy as that 8-2 win a couple of weeks ago.
No, certainly not. Peterborough playing well better this time around. They beat Brantford a couple of nights ago. You can see how.
Well, you build on that kind of momentum.
Puck in the Wolves zone here. Artem Gonchar up the wall. Jan Hovan over the blue line. Left circle. Hovan shooting, and that's fought off by Rye. And that puck deflects, I believe, out of play.
Anytime you can, take on the top team in your conference, maybe the top team in the league, and escape with a win in overtime, it speaks volumes for your confidence. And the thing is, it's certainly showing here today for Peterborough. Unlike a couple of weeks ago, they're not backing down.
No.
And not afraid to take the initiative, and they're using a lot of stretch passes. That's how they're catching the Wolves D flat-footed.
Just over 3 minutes gone by in period number 2. 3-0 Pete's lead. It comes to the line. Lads will keep it in. Cross for Gonchar. Gonchar walking in, shooting. It deflects a couple times, but goes wide. And behind the goal, Strohack. Long pass up ice. Could be icing if it misses Leonard. It does. And the arm is up. The whistle goes.
See, trying again for that stretch pass. No one there at that time. So the face-off coming back all the way into Sudbury or Peterborough territory. And Leonard, he's made some stops, so you can't throw the blame entirely on him. It's been a collective effort.
He's a 16-year-old goaltender in the Ontario Hockey League. Yeah, these are experiences that have to be had. Eventually, the Wolves got to give him some run support, too. Obviously, down 3-0 here to Peterborough. Puck in the Wolves zone, Liam Lads. Chips it here for Gonchar. Gonchar up the wing. Now Hovan. Left it for Provorov. Gets it back, and now we'll dump it in. Provorov forechecking for the Wolves on Ula. Ula rims it around the boards. It gets tapped to the blue line and now out. Ewell's there for Sudbury. Fired it in, but it's gloved down. Peterborough chips it ahead. Fitzgerald batted it over the line, but Ewell's was there. Pass up ice. Berehowski couldn't handle it. Provorov trying to forecheck on Strohack. Berehowski gets it free. Daniel Berehowski in front. I almost confused him for his old man there, but a good save made by Easton Rye. Long stretch pass for Peterborough. Levac over the line, centering pass. A nice defensive play made by Trevor Odell. And it's chipped to center by the Wolves. Picked up by Peterborough and dumped in courtesy of Blake Gowan. Levac in the near corner. Cycling for Soto. Soto back to the line. Perreault with a long shot, and that's kicked away by Leonard. Novotny had it in the far corner. Provorov took it away for a moment. Now it's loose in behind the goal. Odell and Ewell's trying to work it to somebody for Sudbury. It comes free now. Provorov onto the near side for Braden Bennett. Bennett couldn't get the puck out. Novotny around a couple of Wolves. Now Levac right circle. Had it roll off his stick. He gets it back to Novotny though. Back to the blue line now. Gowan across to Perreault. Shooting! No goal! Wow! Now another chance and they score! Adam Novotny stayed with the play as the wraparound went off both goalposts initially, or the point shot, pardon me, went off both goalposts, but then Novak stayed with it as everyone was sleeping and fired in a wraparound to make it 4-0.
That's the initial shot, rolled right through the crease and picked up, circled in the net. So again, don't stop. Don't stop. And Leonard's going to be pulled here for Chartier.
Brings back-to-back games now for Sudbury. That starting goaltender hasn't been able to finish it. Chartier will get a chance now for the Wolves.
But again, I think everyone just probably stopped, maybe thinking it could have been a goal. It wasn't. It hit the post, rolled right across the crease, and Novotny picked it up and managed to jam it in on the near side after going behind the net, and it's a 4-0 game.
Now, Rick, I know you're a Habs fan, which is a conversation for a later date. Here's Peterborough with another chance, testing Chartier. That sticked away, but the Leafs had a similar moment a night ago with Nylander. I don't know if you saw that, but
yes, I
against
watched
the
that.
Bruins. Henderson up ice for Sudbury. Sudbury's down by 4 here. Lost it in the neutral zone. Smith there to regroup things. Pulls it back for Blonda. Over for Smith. Brady Smith trying to work up ice for the Wolves. Now peels back as he was pressured by McCallum. 14:07 remaining in period number 2. Luca Blonda will skate it up ice. Blonda over the blue line, wide on Marintet. Now shoots one, it goes off the side of the goal. And it's chipped up the wall by Hartnell. Kept in by Clayton for a moment. Now it works its way to centers. DiConzolo got it out. Wolves in their own zone. DiConzolo keeps it in. Lads now trying to find it for the Wolves in behind the goal line. Clayton trying to dig it free. He'll pull it away for the Wolves. But pressured by DiConzolo, he'll just rim one around the boards, and it actually makes its way to center. It's Ula lost track of it. Now he'll pick it up and dump it in for Peterborough. Lads for Blonda up on the boards for Walton. He'll sauce one across for Lads. He'll chip one to center ice, but Walton's not going to be able to get to that. Here comes Ula over the line, across. DiConzolo centering pass. That's knocked away by the Wolves. They've got a 3-on-0 here. Villeneuve in. He's got Ferrand. Backdoor Ferrand scores! I believe no. It's off the goalpost. The Wolves can't believe it. Another instance where everyone thought the puck had gone in, but it was waved off emphatically by the official.
Up and
no, it didn't go in.
Didn't go in.
A 3-on-0 there. Villeneuve, Ferrand, and Walton. It goes off of, I think, maybe the pad and then the post, and then stays out as the Wolves just can't buy a break here this afternoon. They're down by 4. 13:03 left to go in period 2. First TV timeout now.
They give one up. Not the same circumstances, but weird.
Yes, funky.
Comes back down the ice and they can't get one. So again, it's just the way it's going
today
for the Sudbury Wolves today. It's just hard to see for the fans. Fans are in disbelief, but again, face-off coming deep back in Sudbury territory or in Peterborough territory, and again, it's a 4-0 hockey game near the midway mark of the second period.
I want to shout out Sudbury Wolves coach Scott Barney. He's still not back with the team, but he took Canada Team White to the gold medal game in the U17s, only to lose to Canada Team Red. But excellent run for his squad. Looking forward to his return to Sudbury.
Well, anytime you make it to the final, you're doing something right.
Yeah. Walton over the line, tried to send one across for Martin. It went off a shin pad to center. Wolves have to regroup in their own zone. Martin up ice for Walton. Now Villeneuve tapped it ahead. Alex Ferrand did well to handle it, but then lost it at the blue line. Peterborough will now ice this puck, but Fitzgerald is going to outrace it, so icing waved off. Fitzgerald into the far corner. Now it's centered in front there by Kolarek, and that was a bad pass. So Wolves the other way. Walton over the line for Villeneuve. Now Gonchar walking in, and a nice pad save made by Easton Rye. Villeneuve trying to keep the play alive. Tapped it for Alex Ferrand. Ferrand tied up along the wall with Gowan. Now Fitzgerald. Had it knocked away. Walton had it for a moment. He gets tied up. Goes into the near corner. Peterborough there. Game's first goal scorer, Lutz, couldn't get the puck out. Now Walton with it near corner. Trying to spin away from a couple of Petes. Got it to Alex Ferrand. To the blue line, Gonchar. Now Yules. Up high, Villeneuve. Fakes the shot. Now walks in. Still walking in. Bottom of the circle. Sends it in front. And Walton couldn't get it on goal. Walton up high for Villeneuve. Looking across. Walton couldn't one-timer it. Sends it back door to Flex. And now Easton Rye has it underneath him. And will hold for a whistle.
Well, the Wolves are getting chances, and that's all you can ask for right now. You're down by 4. Get 1, maybe get 2 by the time the period is over. Roll the dice here in the third period and see what transpires. I mean, it's not like the Petes are the top team in the conference. Beatable. Catch them if you can in this period and the next, and keep it going. So all it takes is 1 to get started.
Yep.
I know it sounds obvious and people are saying, yeah, okay, we'll see what happens, but you know what?
We're going to have a stoppage here as Easton Rye is heading back to his bench. He's got an equipment problem, something going on with his left skate. Maybe a lace has come loose or something.
We've seen too many comebacks in this league already this season, so anything is possible on any given Sunday.
Crazier things have happened, yes.
Exactly.
Yes. To the Wolves' credit, they're out shooting Peterborough 19-17. Owen Leonard did start in goal for the Wolves here this afternoon. Wasn't his best performance as a Wolf. I think he would be the first one to tell you that, but tough. Certainly not, you're not able to blame being down in this game because of Leonard. Some good goals scored by the Petes.
So Rye's at the Petes bench.
Yeah. He's definitely got he's either got a skate blade or a skate lace issue. It's usually the case with goalies.
Or maybe he lost an edge, or...
So you're giving us goalies a lot of credit.
There we go.
Thinking we know if we lose an edge or not. Is Rye's good?
Hey, anytime you hit that goalpost too often, I mean, stranger things have happened.
So face-off coming up to the left of Rye inside the Peterborough zone. Hovan, Berehowski, and Provorov out there for Sudbury. Provorov won the draw, but too cleanly. It comes out to center. And Yules has to backtrack. Yules up the near wing. Hovan tried to get it ahead, but that was taken away. Chipped over the Wolves line. Yules gets to it. Cross for Trevor Odell. Bank pass ahead, didn't connect. The Wolves get to it again with Yules ahead for Daniel Berehowski. He lost it at the blue line. And Novotny will chip it up ice, but that's given away. Hovan back onto it. Hovan over the line, he got taken down. It's going to be a tripping call, I believe, here on Cenk Ula of Peterborough. And the game's first power play will go to the Sudbury Wolves.
Well, there was a power play earlier in the first after that unsportsmanlike in the 10-minute minor.
It was 4-on-4, though.
4-on-4 at the time, okay.
So a couple of penalties, but power play try.
So here we go, power play, here we go.
And the Wolves down by 4, head to the power play. Obviously struggled in the last 2 games against Barrie mightily.
I'm still sleep deprived after trying to watch Edmonton and Colorado in a 9-1 debacle. And my friend sends me a text and says, I think my Oilers have goaltending problems. I said,
you think?
They're more than just goaltending problems. You got to get some defensive systems into play here to stop a team like Colorado. So I don't know why I watched that. Maybe it was like watching a train wreck.
So Wolves power play here. Down by 4. Blonda at the blue line with it. Over for Villeneuve. Now Blonda. Now Walton, bottom of the far circle, up to the blue line for Blonda. Now Villeneuve near the blue line. Sends it in behind the Pete's goal. It's picked off there momentarily by Strohack. Now it's all tied up along the boards. Peterborough content to play this game shorthanded. And the whistle will go.
Normally, you give the guys, you want them to free that puck, do what you can, but also the whole aspect about injury as well, because guys start jamming their stick, they start using their legs or their skates, and you don't want to get anyone seriously injured, so we normally give them 3 to 5 seconds. Look, move the puck, play the puck, dig it out, do whatever you can, and if they refuse, okay, you got to blow it down.
Minute 29 left to go on the power play. 10:30 remains in period number 2. Bouncing puck, kicked back by Young to Gowan, and Gowan will fire at the length of the ice. Just missed the jumbotron. And Chartier will settle it down behind the Wolves' goal for Luca Blonda. Blonda skates it up ice, finds Jan Hovan. Hovan back for Villeneuve. Villeneuve around 1, over the line, had it knocked off his stick. It's going to be picked up by the Peets and fired out of the zone as Villeneuve couldn't glove it down. Chartier out of the goal to play it, almost gave it away. Now Alex Ferrand picks it up. 50 seconds left on the power play. Walton with it now. Kieran Walton up ice, around 1 over the blue line. Walton still with it, banks it to the line for Blonda. Blonda near side Villeneuve. Now Luca Blonda with it again. Across, Walton one-timer, that was blocked. Picked up by Strohak behind the net. He'll fire it off the glass and out. Just hopped over the stick of Blonda. 25 seconds left as their power play unit comes over the boards for the Wolves. Blonda over the blue line. Looking for a teammate. Tried to chip it back for Bennett. That was taken away by Soto, and he'll clear. Power play dwindling away now. One last rush. Provorov up ice. Over for Rowan Henderson. Off his skate into the corner. Henderson gets checked, and Peterborough gets the puck back. Fitzgerald up ice. Ula just out of the box. Tried to put it through the skates was Fitzgerald of Gonchar. That was knocked away. Now the Wolves have it in their own zone. Bennett back for Gonchar. The Wolves go maybe a couple of shots on that power play, but nothing too good towards the goaltender. Here's a shot, and that's stopped by Easton Rise. Yules fired that from distance.
Well, Rise had it pretty easy the last couple of minutes after that 4th goal by Sudbury. So as we wind down here, play in period number 2. Shots, well, fairly close, 19-17. But those serious scoring opportunities, and Chartier not really tested all that with any difficulty right now. Sometimes you just got to switch it up.
Wolves did have that chance when it was 3-0. Peterborough's taking a penalty right off the face-off here. Hovan was trying to pick up the puck and take it to the slot for a shot. He got tripped again, so that's good work from Hovan here this period. He's drawn a couple of penalties. The power play will go right back to work here as heading to the box for the Peterborough Peets is Leon Kolarek. Sit for 2.
Yeah, not a good penalty to take in that face-off circle, especially coming off the draw. So again, Wolves on the power play. We'll see what happens.
They're going to start the second unit here. So Provorov out there with Bennett, Henderson, Gonchar, and Berhowski. D-zone face-off win by Peterborough. The clearing attempt, though, is kept in nice by Berhowski. Here's Gonchar with it now. Over for Berhowski. Walking in. Berhowski scores! It deflected en route, but Daniel Berhowski gets the Wolves on the board. It's a power play goal to make it a 4-1 game.
Didn't we see his father do that a lot when he played, Drake?
Just get it to the net, right? Sometimes when the power play's struggling, just put it towards goal. And I think that had to have gone off a Peterborough Pete's either shin pad or skate, because it certainly deflected en route to Easton Rye. Changed direction on him, but the Wolves will take it. They've had some unfortunate bounces where you haven't scored. You think of that 3-0. There's a fortunate bounce where it does find a way home.
All it takes is 1, so now you're down by 3. Get another, make it close.
The 4-1 lead, the worst lead in hockey. Toronto Maple Leafs fans know that all too well. As Novotny now dumps the puck in for Peterborough. Ladson behind the goal. Tapped it near side here for Gonchar, who flicked it out of play, and it's going to be a delay of game penalty, I believe. Saw the call made. Gonchar will sit for 2. So right after scoring on the power play, the Wolves take a penalty, I thought. No, Gonchar is I don't think Gonchar knows. And now the linesman's going to make sure he doesn't make it all the way back to the Wolves bench. He's going to the penalty box for a delay of game.
Not one of my favorite rules, but they've got to call it, and it does have its intent. So we'll see what happens here on the power play.
Right off the draw, Clayton broke his stick. Novotny has it now for Peterborough. Down low, a chance, and Chartier made a nice save. Loose puck, Henderson gets to it, and a good clear there. That was a must clear when one of your guys has no stick.
I think they gave the goal to Henderson on that shot by Barahowski.
Oh, did they? Okay. Knew it went off something in front. As the Wolves are trying to get the puck out, a board battle in their own zone. Levac and Odell tangle. Stuck up along the wall. Now comes in behind the goal. Henderson trying to get to it. He's tied it up along the boards as well. Now it comes free. Novotny with it near corner. Back to the blue line here for Perreault. Down low. Young with it now. Aiden Young up to the line. Novotny near circle. Plays it to the middle. It goes off a skate. Villeneuve intercepts. Got it to Henderson, and Henderson will skate it ahead. Rowan Henderson over the line, across for Villeneuve. Villeneuve now just will chip it into the corner. So if the goal did go to Rowan Henderson's third goal on the season. As Peterborough works it up ice and just get it over the Wolves' blue line after a giveaway. It's thrown to the near side, trying to get to it Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald with it, throws it in front. McCallum in the high slot. Plays it near side for Colery. Now Lutz walking up the near half wall towards the blue line. Across for Gowan. Now far circle. A shot from Fitzgerald goes high and wide. And Karam's up towards the line. Lutz kept it in. His shot is blocked. Smith had a chance to get it out but couldn't. And now Lads tried to, but it deflected out of play. And we'll get a whistle there. Nice move by the official there. Noticed the stick of Lads was about to get to him and just grabbed that and said, nope, you're not high sticking me there. We'll go obviously a whistle here with 6:13, 9 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Wolves.
You'd be surprised how many times it's an inadvertent hit that officials take. Side of the helmet, upper body, lower body, too numerous to mention.
Face off one, and a shot here is blocked by the Wolves. As Kolarik's onto it, near circle. Down into the corner, Lutz walking up the wall. Sends one up top for Perreault. As we're back to 5-on-5, Gonchar out of the box. Lutz tied up with Odell in the near corner. 5:55 left to go in the second. Good penalty kill there for the Wolves. Yules and his man tangled up as Henderson skates it to center. He'll drop it back for Nathan Villeneuve. Villeneuve over the line. Villeneuve all by himself. Gets pushed off the puck, now tries to center it. It goes off a skate to center. Blonda has to pick it up. He'll retreat into his own zone. Now Hudson Martin for Kieran Walton. Walton will skate it up ice. Walton at the blue line, taking it wide on Lutz. Now in behind the goal, throws it in front. That goes to Blonda. He'll keep it alive for Walton. Comes into the high slot for Villeneuve. He'll try to work it to the wall and chip it down low, but that's intercepted. And bringing it up ice here is Aiden Young for Peterborough. He'll dump it in. Blonda and him battle in behind the goal. Blonda worked it here near side for Hudson Martin. Martin up the wall. Blonda couldn't get it. Now it's sent to the net. They score! It's tipped in front by Aiden Young. It's his second goal of the game, and Peterborough answers just like that to regain the 4-goal lead.
Just when you think you've got a chance to get back into this one, the Pete strike once again, 5-1. Just a shot at the net, got tipped by Chartier.
Yeah, it got tipped right in front of Chartier, and to me, Rick, it's just another example where the Wolves have control of the puck in their own zone, but just mismanage it a little bit, and it stays in your zone, and then things like that can happen, right? And a good tip from Young, his second of the game. Makes it a 5-1 hockey game now. Wolves have it in their own zone. Gonchar, pass up ice. Lads will get it in over the line. Now lose it to McCallum, who banks it out. Could be icing here, and it will be as Gonchar Gets to it first for the Wolves. This will take us to our last TV timeout of period number 2. 4:34 remains in the frame. A 5-1 Peterborough Pete's lead, thanks to another goal from Aiden Young, as Young has his 3rd and 4th goals of the season here this afternoon.
Well, David, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're good. And in this case, well, the Wolves haven't been too lucky, and they haven't been too good in terms of some situations, and thus it's a 5-1 hockey game. I mean, you can sugarcoat it all you want, but I mean, it's just one of those scenarios where Peterborough is playing much better than what we saw a couple of weeks ago, in which they were pummeled 8-2, and the Wolves with a big task ahead of them heading into period number 3, down by 4, and they've got to get that 5th goal back quickly, try to narrow the gap and see what happens. But again, it's going to be a long week for practices, and with the coach coming back, Scott Barney, a look at what went right and a lot of what went wrong, and stuff to work on between now and Friday when Erie and Saginaw come to town.
Certainly. Face-off coming into Peterborough Pete's zone here as we return. Draw one by Peterborough. Work to center ice. Here's Faulkner carrying over the line, wide on Gonchar. Now stops up. Cycles down low. McCallum trying to kick it up the wall. Cycles for Faulkner. Tried to chip it behind the goal for Young, but the Wolves get to that. Gonchar up ice. Couldn't get it out. It's Strohak keeping it in. Now Provorov muscles it to center, but the Petes are right back onto it and in over the Wolves line. Faulkner got knocked down by Liam Lads. Now Faulkner back to his feet, chips it in behind the goal. Levac cycles into the corner. Picking it up off the bench is Novotny. Novotny trying to work it to the blue line. He will. Now Hartnell to the net. That gets tipped just wide. Now Soto, a wraparound try. That's stopped by Chartier. Now Marintet for Soto, walking in, shooting, and that deflected off a stick just wide. Hovan able to find it and finally clear for Sudbury, ahead for Berhowski. Berhowski over the line for Provorov. Provorov takes it in behind the goal. Provorov stopping up, works it up top for Gonchar. Gonchar to the net. That stopped. The rebound loose for a moment, but now gobbled up by Easton Rye, who will hold on to it for a whistle.
You want to see some good battles in front of that Peterborough net, and of course the Wolves hungry for that puck, trying to make something happen off the initial shot from the point, maybe a rebound, whatever, but good rebound recovery by Rye. And it remains a 4-goal lead with 3:19 remaining here in the third. Heading into the third, we'll take a look at some of the out-of-town scores and a little bit more coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Face-off won by Peterborough. Clayton's trying to pressure, but around the back of the goal is Marintet to chip it out to center. Odell just in the Wolf zone, able to bounce it to the neutral ice area, but Peterborough back onto it. Banking it in is Marintet as Jules grabs it for Sudbury behind the net. Over for Odell. Now Bennett. Clayton for Bennett. Nice breakout there. And then Bennett's cross-ice pass didn't connect with Jules. They have to retreat. And now the Wolves give it away. Novotny tied up along the wall with Clayton and Henderson. Henderson couldn't get it out. Good battle there between Clayton and his man. Comes to the blue line, kept in by Strohak. Strohak long shot, tipped wide, as that was Clayton and Novotny going at it there for an extended period of time. Henderson now with some room to skate it ahead. Tapped it on the wing, nobody there. Peterborough onto it. Kolarek over the blue line in the high slot, lost the handle of it. Jules able to find Walton ahead. He's pressured by Lutz. Good slash and a hook, I thought, from Lutz, but no call. And Odell will bank it to center. Pete's onto it, though. Over the blue line here is Kolarek. His pass taken away by Walton, who fired it up ice looking for Villeneuve, trying to split the D. But Strohak and company take care of Villeneuve. Now a giveaway, though. Walton walking in across. One-timer. Oh, great save by Rye. He read that. Now Walton sends it towards goal. That goes wide. Walton looking for Villeneuve. It hopped over his stick. Alex Ferrand gets to it. Now Villeneuve stopping up. He'll play it to the blue line. Blonda near side for Walton. Walton, no shooting lane, has to curl back, play it to the blue line. Smith Across for Blonda. Blonda tried to find Walton. Pass was in his skates. It bounces in behind the goal. Farrell worked it loose. Throwing it in front was Walton, and it went off a Peterborough player toward Easton Rye. He was alert to make that save, and now Peterborough has iced it. Minute 10 remaining in period number 2. Great look for Villeneuve, but Rye with a great stop. Just knew Villeneuve was there and guessed right that Walton was going to try and slide it there.
Well, raise that puck any higher. Try to get the shot away. Do what you can. Chances are coming, and again, the Wolves are pressing, so it's not like they've thrown in the towel. We still have another period to go, but do whatever you can. Try to get something going. If not in this game, then set the tone for Friday night. But Rye, compared to the last time he was here, is certainly playing a much steadier game, and maybe he's got something to prove as well that the last time he was here, not good, so time to turn up the performance factor.
Another stoppage of play here with the minute 10. The officials have come over to the scores table. I don't know if we had our second TV timeout or not. Maybe that's what we're going through right now. I don't think there's anything under review.
Yeah, kind of late for a TV timeout.
Very late. Yeah, almost missed it completely if another minute 10 had gone by. I'm David Bowen. With me is Rick Wyman. I want to thank everyone for tuning in here on SudburyWolves.com. As always, it's been a rough stretch of play for the Sudbury Wolves as of late. Another frustrating performance going on right now, down by 4 to Peterborough. Minute 10 left. We're getting back to action here. Villeneuve, Walton, and Fra out there with Gonchar and Lads, or pardon me, Blonda.
Pete's also another team in the league looking at a new rink, and it's in the works, I guess, right now, but nothing definitive. Aging structure. You've been there, I've been there in Peterborough, and it's time for new digs.
Absolutely. Wolves win the face-off. Blonda for Walton down low, sends it to the net, sharp angle. That's stopped. Strohack will gobble it up and fire it the length of the ice for Peterborough. This is going to be another icing as long as Blonda can get there, and he will. And everything's okay there. Kolarek was pressuring hard, but yeah, Peterborough, for anyone at home that doesn't know, the Peterborough Memorial Center, we were told today, I believe, built in the 50s as well, but the corners in that rink are nightmare fuel for goaltenders, and even defensemen probably as well, because they're not round. They're almost flat, and if you can dump it in from the red line and have it go right off the corner of the boards right in front almost every time.
That's why they call it home ice advantage.
Yeah. But sometimes it works against the Petes too. It's kind of like Fenway Park with the Green Monster, you know? Like it's good sometimes, but then it'll work against you as well. It's unique that way. Blonda here for the Wolves, looking back door for Walton. It's knocked down by the Petes, and Strohack will clear. Novotny had a chance for a breakaway, but missed him. The clock has stopped working. It's paused at 55.6.
Okay.
As Gonchar works it up ice. Here's Alex Farah up ice in behind the goal. Now Walton to the net. That's stopped. Villeneuve trying to get to it. Nobody knows how much time is left in the period. As Blonda sends it to the net. That's blocked. And now Chartier was heading to the bench. There was no penalty goal. What is happening here at the Sudbury Community Arena? Now they stop play. As I think the period is over. We're being told it was a power issue, but nevertheless, the period ends. The Wolves didn't score anyway, and they'll trail 5-1 heading into the third.
Well, here we are talking about a new rink for Peterborough. Stranger things have happened over here. This is not the first time it's happened this season, so that's the end of the second. It's a 5-1 lead. So again, we'll see how the Wolves respond in period number 3.
Take one look at the out-of-town scoreboard before taking a break here in Sudbury. Plenty of other games going on. Obviously 5-1 Peterborough here, but around the rest of the league, Brantford up 1-0 on Ottawa over after 2 periods of play. Kingston up 3-1 on Kitchener after 2. Sarnia has come back. They're up 3-2 on North Bay after 40 minutes of play. And then obviously Oshawa will host Owen Sound for the nightcap in the Ontario Hockey League tonight. Tough one for the Wolves here. Down 5-1. I'm David Bowen. With me is Rick Wyman. We're going to step aside. We'll be back for the third period here on SudburyWolves.com. All right, hello and welcome back inside the Sudbury Community Arena. I'm David Bowen. With me is Rick Wyman. We are through 40 minutes of play here on a Sunday afternoon at the Old Barn, but it's gone all for the visitors so far here this afternoon. Peterborough with the 5-1 lead. Sudbury is out shooting Peterborough 26-20, but in period number 2, Aiden Young and Adam Novotny added a couple to make it 4-0. Rowan Henderson does get credit for that goal, Rick. His third of the year power play goal from Artem Gonchar. Wolves made it 4-1. We thought, okay, maybe a little push, get back into the game, and then Aiden Young scores his second of the game at 15:02 to regain the 4-goal lead, and that's where we are here to start period number 3.
Well, that was the game plan. Of course, you're down 4-0. Get one, see what happens, maybe bounce back, get a second, but before the Wolves could do it, Pete score, and here they are in control. They're driving the bus. Last time, a couple of weeks ago, they were down and beaten up pretty bad 8-2. Different story here today.
Blake Clayton out to take the opening faceoff for Sudbury, and he wins it. Henderson got it back for Yules, but Novotny's all over him. Loose puck picked up by Blake Clayton now. He'll slow it down. Now work his way up ice out of the Sudbury zone. Pass goes off of Ethan Dean's stick in deep. And there's Ula for Peterborough. Onto the wing, trying to get it out with Strohack. Clayton keeps it in for a moment. Now Ula trying to get it out. Henderson there to deny it. Now Soto takes it away. He'll play it up ice for Novotny. Got around one, and then Novotny got taken down, but no call. Delayed offside now. Long pass up ice from Sudbury goes off the stick of Ethan Dean and out of play. Thankfully did not hit any spectator down there in the near corner in the Pete zone, so we get a whistle and a face-off now.
Well, you got to watch that.
Yep.
Even along the bench area, too, because I've seen in minor hockey many a coach being picked off by an errant puck because they're not watching the puck.
Yep. And they're sporting a new look to the next game.
That's right, little black and blue.
Yeah. Wolves in their own zone, pass up ice. Villeneuve now leaves it for Kieran Walton. Walton over the line. Walton trying to drag it to the middle, but it was knocked away, and Peterborough will clear. I think it's going to be every team's game plan when they play Sudbury to deny space to Kieran Walton at all times. Because Walton's had some chances, but you can tell Peterborough's done a better job here this afternoon on him than the last time they were here. Here's McCallum over the Wolves line. Had it roll off his stick into the corner. Lads up the wing. Alex Ferrand had it for a moment. Now it's chipped over the Wolves line. Lads controls it. Wolves making a change. Lads will leave it for Jan Hovan. Hovan. Pass near side. Luca Blonda. Blonda gets to the line, just chips it in. Bouncing puck handled by Novotny. Here goes Adam Novotny up ice for Peterborough. Over the line, left circle. Sends one well wide of the goal. Caroms to the blue line. Perreault will keep it in. Rolls in behind back of the goal. Partridge trying to cycle for DiConzolo. It rolls by him. Hovan tried to find Blonda behind the net, but Peterborough's there. Novotny works it to the blue line. Gowan shot bounces around in front, and it's underneath the equipment of Carson Chartier. He'll hold for a whistle.
He hasn't had many shots since he came into the game to replace Leonard in that second period, but again, only allowing the one goal, and it's 5-1 early here in the third period. So again, give these goaltenders a shot, see what happens. How long are they going to continue to run three goaltenders in the system between Leonard, Marshall, and Chartier? That remains to be seen.
There's a one draw and a shot, and Martin had to block that, and now a rebound try was stopped by Chartier. Goes into the corner. Pete's onto it. Looking to add more. Leon Kolarek behind the goal for Lutz. He scored the first goal of the game for Peterborough. Good battle with Martin there as Martin now works it up the wall for Jan Hovan. Now Hovan's pass goes off a stick. Hovan has to regroup and get it. He'll chip it up the wall for Provorov. Tried to dump it in. He got some help from Berhowski to do so, but now the Wolves making a full-sail change. Time for Peterborough in their own zone. Marin Tet up ice. Gets the blue line, chips it in. Smith will play it over for Luca Blonda. Blonda will chip it to center. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the third. A 5-1 lead for the Peterborough Petes. Bouncing puck at center. Went off the back of Levac. Now Novotny has it. He gives it away to Rowan Henderson. Henderson able to flip one ahead to Clayton. Now Clayton caught on the back track. On the back check, pardon me. Puck goes into the corner. Clayton falls to the ice. He's tied up there with his man. Now Soto on it for Peterborough. Former Kingston Frontenac is Matthew Soto. Team the Wolves played in round 1 a year ago. Here's Soto over the line. Soto left circle, has it roll off his stick, and Chartier has it underneath him.
Soto going into those boards quite heavily, so good thing he's got a helmet on. He could have taken a bump. And a bit of a mix-up in the opposite corner, but the linesman pretty quick to break things up, so his time winds down here with 16 and a quarter to go in the third period, 5-1. And I'm sure the Petes simply just want to clear the puck, keep it out of danger, and let the Wolves do all the chasing.
16:29 left to play. Face off in the Wolves zone here. Alex Farah taking it with Adam Levac for Peterborough. The linesman making sure that no one's cheating on this face-off. Finally does drop it. Wolves won it. Alex Farah now pass taken away by Levac. He'll curl into the slot and fire. That's stopped by Chartier. Hit him in the left shoulder. Play continues. Soto tried to center. That's knocked down by Alex Farah. Now it's tied up along the boards. Comes free into the slot area. A shot by Novotny. Nice glove save made by Chartier there.
Well, I'm sure the players on both sides having a few words with each other saying, okay, you got us a couple of weeks ago. We're getting you today. We'll see how this carries over to the next time they meet in Peterborough.
Face off again in the Wolves zone. This time Villeneuve will take it.
Next home game coming up on Friday night, 7 o'clock, Erie in town against the Wolves. And David and Coop will have all the play-by-play action coming up just after 7.
There's Alex Farah, center ice area. He gave it away. Aiden Young, who scored twice, will dump it in for Peterborough. Lads over for Gonchar. Gonchar up ice for Villeneuve. Villeneuve across Walton over the line. Once again, there's a man all over Walton to knock it away from him. Now given away, though. Villeneuve in the slot. Villeneuve shot. His stick broke on him. Puck rolled wide. Peterborough will clear. Pass up ice. Faulkner, left wing, taking it wide, shooting, and that goes off the side of the goal. Faulkner stays with it. Chips it into the corner. McCallum throws it in front. That goes off a skate. And the Wolves will collect. Alex Farah up ice for Walton. Walton will dump it in. Wolves making a change here. Ula up ice. A drop back pass now for Marintet. Or Hartnell, pardon me. His pass ahead. McCallum tried to carry it in, but it rolled off his stick. In behind the Wolves' goal. Trevor Odell's pass hopped over his stick. Now Provorov picks it up. He'll get the red line and dump it in. Lively bounce off the end wall, but it's picked up by Hartnell, and he'll flick one into his own bench. No penalty, just a whistle and a stoppage coming here. Just over 5 minutes gone by here in the third.
Yeah, and the guys taking liberal use of the stick. A little bit of a tap going back and forth, and some jawing really going on. These guys don't like each other, and we thought that, the Wolves and Barrie didn't like each other. The Wolves are starting to amass quite the list of people they don't like.
Here's a chance for Peterborough, centering pass. Fitzgerald couldn't connect. Hovan will work it to center for Sudbury. Blonda unable to catch up to it. Tapped in over the Wolves line. Blonda now onto it for Sudbury. Pass ahead. Gonchar gave it away, and it's dumped in by Leon Kolarek for Peterborough. Gonchar had it hop over his stick. He's trying to tap it up the wall, but it's kept in. And keeping it in for a moment there is Lutz up near the blue line. Lutz now with the shot. That's blocked. Goes up in the air. It's gloved down by Gonchar. He'll push it ahead looking for Provorov. Provorov lost it, but now found it. He'll dump it in. Out of the goal, Easton Rye. Played it to Hartnell, who rims it around the boards. DiConzolo there. Left it for Marintet, who will chip it off the glass and out. No icing, though. Henderson onto it for the Wolves in his own zone. Henderson up the near wing has his pocket picked at the blue line there by Braden McCallum. He'll dump it in. Wolves trying to handle it here. Yules in his own zone. Ahead for Martin. It's a return feed, and we'll skate it up ice. Gavin Yules over the line with a shot, and that goes high and wide. Martin trying to keep it in. Plays it into the corner for Yules. Yules' sharp angle try is blocked. Gets cleared to the line, but not out. Hudson Martin towards the net, and an easy save for Easton Rye.
Let's revisit a bit of history. Remember last year at this same time, Peterborough was really struggling, trying to find any way to come up with a victory. Yeah, they took their lumps. Lo and behold, here we are again a year later. Some of that momentum is starting to pick up. Look who's struggling now. Sudbury Wolves, after losing a lot of talent last year, and again with only two marketable individuals really left on the roster between, well, if you consider Henderson marketable really as well, maybe Walton, maybe Villeneuve. So again, they're going through some similar pains that Peterborough experienced last year. The Pete's young, aggressive, no big names drafted in the NHL. We'll see what happens at the end of this season, but putting on a pretty good show. And a nice bounce back from the last time they were here. That's crucial for the coaching staff to see.
Obviously, we've talked about they beat Brantford in overtime just a couple of days ago. So a team that's obviously finding some success here recently.
That's better than any psychotherapy course or observation that you would have to take to really.
There's no sports psychologist in the world that can give you the same effect as winning.
Especially against a top-ranked team like Brantford.
It's funny following football here on a Sunday, but college football, Notre Dame fan, and we got a kicking issue. No kicker can make it. And coach is talking about using sports psychologists. How about you just make a couple kicks and maybe you'll have some confidence again.
Be a lot easier.
Puck dumped into the Wolves zone. Chartier came out to play it. Rimmed it around the boards. Peterborough knocks it down. They bring it in front of the net, but Novotny couldn't handle the pass. He'll cycle into the opposite corner, pinching into Strohack. He'll keep the play alive. Chopped it down low. It's tied up against the boards. Multiple sticks and bodies in there now trying to dig it loose. And in a 5-1 hockey game, I don't know, Rick, if I was an official, I would be letting that go every time as it finally does come free. Strohack centering in front. Another centering pass, and it's gloved by Chartier. He'll hold for a whistle.
Well, you take a look at the situation, and you're constantly assessing score, time, attitude on the ice, what's going to happen. So it's called game management. You want to continue that flow and wind the clock down as quickly as you can. But sometimes some of these guys, they'll be yakking at each other, getting into each other's face, maybe using their stick or by whatever means, and they always want to have that last say. So referees have got to be on top of that just to keep the game moving. Otherwise, we'd be here till midnight. And you've had games on the road. We've all had games on the road like that never seem to end.
Yeah. There's a shot on goal, stopped by Chartier. Faulkner let that go for Peterborough. Provorov able to work it on the wing. Berehowski up ice. Off the stick of Hovan into the zone. He's chasing after it against Perreault. Comes loose. Gowan now for the Petes. Tied up with Hovan behind the goal. Once again, puck stuck up against the boards. It comes free. Faulkner there for Peterborough to clear it to center. Wanda and Brady Smith for Sudbury playing catch. Sent the length of the ice, but on goal. Now Easton Rye will fire one the length of the ice. Not enough for icing as Blonda knocked it down.
Just seems to be a lot of nothing going on here in this third period.
Berehowski carries up ice for Sudbury. He was in on the Wolves' only goal. He gets a shot on goal, but yet another very simple stop for Easton Rye, who will hold for a whistle. Those are ones you love as a goaltender, Rick.
Of course.
Sharp angle, no screen, right at the logo. Those are save percentage boosters.
Well, and if you can't save a shot like that, then the coaching staff knows better than...
You won't be in there. Yeah,
exactly.
Simple as that. As Alex Ferran will take the draw. Walton gets it back to the blue line. Lads across. Villeneuve one-timer. That's a good stop there from Rye. Good screen by Ferran in front. As I believe Farsi got a piece of it, but Rye kept it out. As now it's tapped to center by Kolarek and Peterborough. 3-on-2 the other way. Here's a chance. Fitzgerald, and a good stick by Gonchar ramped that puck out of play.
Someone once told me that for a junior goaltender coming into like high-level junior, OHL, what have you, that biggest adjustment was in front of the net, because you've got guys that are bigger. Your defense has got to be up to clearing the lanes for you, because otherwise there's just, as it was explained to me, so much happens within 5 to 10 feet in front of the net. Would you concur?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the first teams I played in the OHL was North Bay, and they had a guy on the team by the name of Justin Brazo, who now plays for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yes.
The player profile for Justin Brazo was about 6'6", 230 at the time. That was about double the weight I was almost.
How do you move that?
Yeah. So, yeah, there was no moving him. That you had to find a way to look around him, which was a tough task. As the Wolves dump a puck in here, courtesy of Braden Bennett. Strohack in behind his own goal for Peterborough. Wolves on the forecheck here. They forced a loose puck, but Levac was there for the Petes to get it to center. Now Novotny over the line. Adam Novotny driving wide. A backhand tries, kicked away by Chartier. Played up the wall by Rowan Henderson. To center, Gavin Ewell's pressured by a couple of Petes. Pulls it back into his own zone. Finds Trevor Odell. Odell. Up ice, Clayton tied up with Novotny along the wall in the neutral zone. Clayton able to work it free, get the red line, and dump it in. Just about at the halfway mark of period number 3. Still a 5-1 Peterborough Petes lead. And as Rick mentioned a couple moments ago, not a lot of action here in the third. No goals scored yet. No penalties either. Not a lot of shots on goal from really either team. Puck rolling in the Wolves zone. Martin plays it in behind the goal for Luca Blonda. For Hovan, he's pressured though. Hovan trying to get the puck out. Nice job to get to center to Vladimir Provorov, who will dump it in. Bouncing puck in behind the Peterborough goals. Worked up the wall. Tapped out of the zone by Brody Partridge. Rolls over the Wolves blue line. Blonda there. Tried to find Berehowski. He was in his skates, and now it's picked up by Giannis Lutz. Back to Marintet. Pass ahead off of Partridge into the Wolves zone.
And it seems like eons ago that Lutz actually got the game scoring started in the first.
Walton in his own zone. Once again, having to go up ice against 5 Peterborough Petes. Villeneuve now with it at the line. Walking into the high slot. Tried to get it to Blonda. Went off his skate. Now Blonda picks it up. Cycles in behind the goal. Alex Farah lost it to McCallum. Pete's with it. They'll bank it off the glass. Takes a weird hop. Villeneuve will knock it down. Find Walton. Down low, Villeneuve in behind the goal. Lost his footing. Now back to his feet. Works it to the blue line. Gonchar for Blonda. Near side Walton into the slot. Villeneuve scores!
Nice how you do it.
Great passing there from the Wolves. Blonda to Walton to Villeneuve. And the Wolves get one here in the third. A 3-goal game with 8:51 remaining.
Okay, so the big difference between that play and every other attempt that they tried, the passing lanes were clear, the passes were crisp, right on the stick. Tape to tape, 1, 2, 3 in the net.
Pete's goaltender, Easton Rye, was convinced that Walton was going to fire a one-timer and kind of lost his footing. Villeneuve had a lot of net to shoot at there.
And you can vary that if you're Walton. You don't always have to wind up for the big one-timer.
So puck in the Wolves zone. Down by 3. Obviously, you need another one relatively quickly to start making things interesting. Here's Ethan Dean over the line. Dean with a shot! And it just got a piece of the shoulder of Easton Rye. Henderson in the corner. Back to the point, lads. Across. Artem Gonchar looking for a shooting. He scores! So you're saying there's a chance. Artem Gonchar sifts one through from the blue line. And it's a 5-3 hockey game.
Well, I said there was a chance when it was 4-0, 4-1, then 5-1, 4-2, or 5-2, 5-3. Yes, there is a chance. Anything's possible. Take a look. Plenty of time to do some damage.
You at least now have the attention of the Peterborough Petes. 2-goal game, 8:16 remaining in the third.
And what about the crowd, too? I think they've come to life.
Wolves get it in over the line. Walton, sharp angle, and Easton Rye didn't know where it was, but he kept it out. Momentum is a funny thing, Rick.
Well, we've got just over 8 minutes left, and this is what we've been expecting, well, for the last 12 minutes, or close to it. The Wolves to come out and start firing and maybe get a break, so now you're down by 2. So you've created some doubt in the minds of the Peterborough Petes, so let's see if the Wolves can add one more.
Peterborough gets it out right away. Ula over the line. A chance for Novotny backdoor. Good back check from Sudbury. So just under 8 minutes remaining in the hockey game now. Here's Brady Smith for Sudbury. Up ice for Walton. Now Alex Ferrand over the line. Near side Villeneuve. Looking backdoor. Goes up in the air. And Rye was smart to recognize that. He blockers it away. And now Peterborough chips a puck into their own bench. A whistle. 7:39 remaining in the third. Goals from Villeneuve and Gonchar here in the third have turned a 5-1 game into a 5-3 game. And Rick, I would expect a lot of 89 and 22 the rest of the way for the Wolves to try and get back into this one.
And all you want is a chance. Get some pucks on net, crash the net, make it difficult, and create some chaos in front.
Draw one by Peterborough in their own zone. They'll now launch it high in the air out. It was a close play at the Wolves line as the puck is rimmed out of the Wolves zone now. Strohack in his own zone for Peterborough. Pass up ice, goes off a stick into the Wolves zone. Chartier out of the goal. Got it onto the stick of Blonda. Worked it loose for Gonchar. He chipped it into the far corner. Walton's there. Nudged it up ice for Alex Ferrand. Alex Ferrand now pulling it back towards the Wolves zone. Stops up and gives it to Kieran Walton. Walton attacking 5 Petes at once. Chips it by a man. Now chips it into the zone. It's in behind the Peterborough goal. Alex Ferrand in there to help out. He tries to work it in front. That goes off a skate. Polarique picks it up. Gets it ahead to Lutz, who will clear. And nice job to make sure it didn't have enough weight to be icing. 6:38 left. Blonda with a dash. Blonda over the line. Drops it for Provorov. Now in behind the goal, Luca Blonda. He'll work it to the point. Lads into the near corner for Jan Hovan. Hovan spinning away from a check. Looking for a teammate walking up the half wall. He'll throw one to the net, and it was tipped in front by Provorov, but didn't make its way on goal.
That's what you want.
Faulkner will dump it in. McCallum onto it first for the Petes. He'll cycle it in behind the goal. There's Aiden Young. Aiden Young to the net. Chartier sticks that one out of play. And we'll get a whistle with 6:01 left to play in the third. A 5-3 hockey game now between Peterborough and Sudbury.
Some good pressure here in close opportunity. Good opportunity. Close call. The Wolves, again, keep pressing. It's pedal to the metal now with 6 minutes to go, and just throw everything out there. You're going to have to take some chances defensively.
You'd ideally like to get one more before, that kind of minute 30 range, or at least then you could maybe pull the goalie and try and tie the game with the extra man. Giveaway here, Novotny. You can't let Peterborough get another one, as that one just deflects over top of Chartier and wide. Now we have an icing coming up here against Sudbury, unless Henderson can outrace it. It was close, but the whistle goes, and that'll take us to a TV timeout here in Sudbury. 5:45 remaining here in the third. 2 goals from Sudbury in the period to get them back to 5-3. I just want to quickly pull up the scoring summary for that. Crazier things have happened. Me and Rick have talked about it a few times here tonight. It's junior hockey, you never know, and the first 10 minutes or so of this period, you were like, this game is over, but then all of a sudden, just a 30-second span where the Wolves get 2 goals. Villeneuve, 7th of the year. and Gonchar's second of the year at 11:10 and 11:40 have at least given the Wolves a reason to push to try and tie it here.
I guess Sergei Gonchar would have loved to have seen that goal on Friday night.
Yes.
I don't know if he's still in town or not, but hey, why not? It's good to get the lineage on the score sheet. Keep pressing, and the whole thing is the Wolves part of this homestand right now. Friday night and Saturday, and I believe a week from Wednesday as well. So some home cooking for the next little while, and this is where you have to take advantage of home ice.
Clayton wins the draw. Ladd's in his own zone. Long pass up ice. Could be offside here. But the play continues. Henderson throws it in front. It's taken away by Peterborough, and it's skated out of the zone by Levac. Levac over the Wolves line. Centering pass. Odell knocked it away for a moment. Henderson works it ahead. Ethan Dean there. Dean up ice over the line. Ethan Dean will send it to the net. That's sticked away by Easton Rye. Dean back on it in the corner. Trying to take it in behind the goal. He got tied up and fell down. Puck gets chipped into an open corner. Henderson racing after it with Levac. He'll bump into his man. Dean and Clayton over there to support. It gets chopped to the line. Kept in by Martin momentarily. And now sprawling to chip it out is Matthew Soto. Wolves trying to get back into the zone. Gavin Ewell's over the line. His shot goes well wide. Faulkner will skate it out for Peterborough. Gingerly just floated it into the Wolves zone. Not enough for icing. Martin for Kieran Walton. He'll try and set things up in the Wolves zone. 4:33 remaining in the hockey game. Wolves down a pair. Walton's pass up ice. Would have been icing, but it went off a Pete's stick, so no icing. Braden McCallum onto it. He'll flick it to center. Martin gloves it down. Plays it to an open wing. Nice play from Villeneuve to Walton. Walton over the line. Farrar ran into his man, no call. And we got an injured player on the ice. It's Braden McCallum. Farrar was just going towards the goal, and he inadvertently kind of just collided there with Braden McCallum, and there was no call made, but McCallum's down on the ice here and not getting up at the moment.
I didn't see anything deliberate at the time. It just looked like an awkward collision, and
it's a tough one, yeah. Trainer is out there tending to Braden McCallum. Officials are having a conversation over by the scorer's table, but looks like McCallum is all right. I think more than anything, that just caught him completely by surprise. He wasn't looking at Alex Farrar. He was looking at Walton, who had the puck, and then all of a sudden Farrar took the space that McCallum was in, and they collided, but no call, and I believe no penalty coming up here. Face-off coming in the Peterborough zone. 4:11 left. Obviously time not the Wolves' friend. Got to find a way to score another one soon. And if you don't, if you're down by 2, how early do you think about the extra attacker? Well, that question has been answered. Chartier is already on the Wolves bench, so they're going aggressive here. 4:11.
Do you like?
I do. You got your best players. They're fresh. You're down by 2. You got to score at some point.
Okay, there we go.
I don't completely disagree with it. Big face-off though here for Alex Farrar. And the draw is scrummed, but the Wolves had a chance to get it. Now Peterborough with it, and they clear it to center. It's going to roll towards the empty net, but not make it there.
No ice.
No icing. Got to handle the puck well, though, when you have no goalie in the net. That's self-explanatory. And they'll give it to the captain, Villeneuve. Villeneuve will just get it in over the line. Now loses it, and it's chipped up the wall and out. This should be icing, though. And it will be. 3:40 remaining in the game.
It's gutsy when you're down by 2, but, you know, sometimes you got to take your chances, and I've seen it happen. You get one back, then in some cases you get the equalizer.
Yep. I think it has just a lot to do with situations too, right? And who's got energy and who doesn't. Walton out there with obviously Henderson, Farrar, Hovan, Blonda, and Villeneuve. 6-on-5 here for the Wolves. It's another face-off win for the Petes. Strohack looking towards the empty net, will just decide to chip it in.
That's a smart play for the Petes. Just get the puck out and reset defensively.
3:25 left. Blonda back for the Wolves captain Villeneuve. Villeneuve up ice for the Wolves. Over the blue line now. Stopping up. Looking to get it to the point. Faulkner knocked that away. Now it comes to the line. Blonda found Villeneuve. Villeneuve spinning away. Looking towards the goal. Shooting. That goes high and wide. Walton far side. Will send it in behind the goal. Rolls into the near corner. Henderson trying to get it to the point. He does. Villeneuve works it down the wall. Ferrand tried to get it down low. Now they give it away. Ferrand cross ice. Walton had it hop over his stick. Has to settle it down. Now loses it. And Ferrand does a nice job to keep it alive, but couldn't get it to Walton. It gets deflected into the neutral zone. 2:40 left. Villeneuve right at the blue line. Creeping in. Left it for Walton. Back for Villeneuve. Into the middle. One-timer Blondo wide. Another chance. Scores! Rowan Henderson! Got his second of the game.
Back-to-back goals.
And with 2:31 remaining in the third, what was a 5-1 hockey game is now 5-4.
Okay, so the first shot missed off the backboards, just tucked in by Henderson as Rye went down. Just enough room to get that puck in. So you called it.
You're saying there's a chance. They're in business now. 2:31 left.
We're going to Vegas.
Absolutely. Hey, Bills lost to the Dolphins today. Anything can happen in sports. You know this, Rick. What a comeback this could be if the Wolves could find a way to tie it. They're leaving Chartier in the goal right now. Gonchar trying to keep it in the Peterborough zone. And you're probably waiting to pull the goalie until you can get your top guys back out there. Comes to the blue line and out. Tapped out of the zone by McCallum. And I think Berehowski's trying to get them to make a change. The Wolves just throw it back into their own zone, but not a terrible play here trying to get their top guys back out there. And away goes Chartier to the bench. Walton up ice. Over the blue line. Got Ferrand heading to the net. Walton in behind the goal. Lost control of it. It rolls into the corner and it's chopped out of the zone by the Petes. Minute 38. Wolves down by a goal. Goalie pulled. Villeneuve up ice. Villeneuve blew a tire, tried to drop it back. How they keep the puck is beyond me. Villeneuve over the line. For Ferrand, one-timer, and that's stopped by Rye. Henderson onto it. For Walton. Up high, Blonda fakes the shot. Now takes it. It goes off a body and wide. It's stuck in behind the goal. Ferrand takes it free. For Henderson, nice play to get it to Villeneuve. Villeneuve walking in to the net. It's deflected. Loose in front, and Rye is able to find it and hold on for a whistle. Oh, the Wolves came close a couple of times there.
Where was all this pressure in the first 10 minutes of the third period?
That's a great question. I think the Wolves are probably going to use a timeout here, no?
And the Petes, they're pedaling back here. I mean, really, they're either gassed or just unorganized in their own end right now, and this is where it counts.
And I think the coaches were asking the Wolves players if they wanted the timeout, and I think they said no, they're fine. They're going to keep it going here. Minute 5 left. Another huge face-off here. Alex Ferrand trying to win it for Sudbury. A 5-1 game has quickly turned to 5-4. And a crazy finish here. Petes win the draw again. It gets bounced off the glass and out, but it goes out of play. Fans wanted to delay a game, but I think that clearly did deflect off the glass. You could hear it. So no penalty, but not a lot of time off the clock. That's 3 face-offs now with the goalie pulled in the Petes zone. The Wolves haven't won any of them. You got to try and win this draw.
This is why we're still here, and we love it.
There you go. 1 face-off. Walton. Blonda. Villeneuve faked it. Sent it cross ice. Walton, no shooting lane. Now his shot is blocked. Walton taps it below the goal line. Strohack tied his man up. Wolves work it free. Walton across. Villeneuve, 40 seconds left. Villeneuve near side. Walton, one-timer, and that went whistling wide. Villeneuve trying to keep it in. It got tapped by him. Wolves keep it alive. Walton still with it. Down low, Rowan Henderson tried to get it to Walton. Man got fallen down. Now it's tied up along the wall. 25 seconds left. Pete's have a chance to get it out. They'll send it towards the empty net. That's going to be icing. It missed. Oh, not the greatest play there for Novotny, and now another difficult decision here for the Wolves. So you call timeout to rest your top guys, but you've also got tired Pete's out there as well. And
go with your guns if you can, but they're not going to call timeout.
No.
I thought the coach has the ultimate authority in calling timeout. In Montreal, it's Marty St. Louis. Craig Berube in Toronto, if they want a timeout, they'll call one. We've got one.
So they will end up calling it.
I like the timeouts because it's always great to see the coaches, and of course we can't eavesdrop on the conversation in the NHL, but what are the guys thinking? And of course they've got the guys, the assistant coaches, drawing up the plays. If you win the face-off, if you don't win the face-off, this is what we do.
Junior hockey, Rick, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
That's why, I've been doing this all my life, just following junior hockey.
You watch to the end.
That's it.
For fans, I know the game's out of reach. I understand you want to go home. Maybe you got a little one with you, but
no,
you never know. You never know. And the credit to the Wolves. It looked bleak. 10 minutes into the third, nothing had happened.
My only wish to you is that I hope you do this for the rest of your life, because junior hockey is where it's at.
Yeah. Another huge face-off here. Farrell wins it. Walton walking into the middle, shooting, and the Petes put a wall of bodies in front of that shot. It deflects out of play.
I mean, we've seen the pros, we've seen the minor hockey, but junior hockey, it's incomparable.
It's madness. You never know what's going to happen.
Tomorrow's greats. Not everyone can make it to the pros, but it's always entertaining.
15.8 on the clock. Wolves get the draw again. Walton, cross ice, Villeneuve slap shot. It's blocked. Bouncing puck. Perron. Walton shooting. Rye made the save. Final seconds ticking away. 5 seconds left. Walton, cross ice. Villeneuve shooting. It deflects wide, and the horn will go. The Wolves dug themselves a 5-1 hole. And gosh darn it, did they try to climb their way out of it. They made it 5-4. They had looks all the way until the end of regulation, but they fall a goal short on a miraculous comeback. 5-4 win for Peterborough.
Well, there was a big shot taken by Villeneuve.
Walton and Villeneuve, yeah.
And of course, there was a big block in that Peterborough zone as well. The Wolves had the Petes on their heels, tried everything. Rye makes a save as well. So combination of several factors, and the Petes hold on literally for a 5-4 win. So could have been a lot worse. It was 5-1 at one time, but the Wolves managed 3 goals, but left us with pretty good taste as what we can expect come next weekend. Erie and Saginaw in town.
Final score in this one, a 5-4 win for the Peterborough Petes. Final shots on goal, 37-29 in favor of Sudbury. We took a crack at the 3 stars the other day. I would imagine Aiden Young gets a star for Peterborough. He scored a pair of goals. And as Rick has mentioned a couple times during the broadcast, a couple of home games going on next week. Friday, Erie will come to town. And come out to the Sudbury Community Arena, and if you haven't seen a game yet, you got to come, because you never know what you can expect. And today was a great example of that. But unfortunately, the Wolves come up just a goal short. Today was our Remembrance Day ceremony at the arena as well. I want to make sure I mention that, and obviously Remembrance Day coming up in 2 days as well. Everyone, make sure to take a moment of silence in a couple of days' time. But looks like Rowan Henderson's going to get a star for the Wolves. He was good. He was great for the Wolves. A pair of goals as well for Rowan Henderson. Not sure how many multi-goal games he has in his OHL career, but probably 2 or 3. So a big moment for him. Rick, always a pleasure doing this with you, as Aiden Young's going to get the game's 2nd star. We may as well stick around just to see who the game's 1st star was.
Well, you and Coop will be busy on the weekend. I'll be in Buffalo trying to figure out that mess with Josh Allen and the crew as to what happened today against Miami. But should be an interesting weekend, to say the least, with A couple of good games coming up, Erie and Saginaw. And again, that homestand will also continue a week from Wednesday. Barrie comes back, go figure, and London on the Friday. So we've got some busy hockey to look after.
All right, that'll wrap it up here at the Sudbury Community Arena. I'm David Bowen. That was Rick Ryman. I want to thank you for tuning in here on SudburyWolves.com.